Yeah, but if you look at the films that I did at Disney over the 30 years that I spent there, they look fairly tight and clean. And because we had a department called the cleanup department, and these are assistants who take the animators' drawings and trace them one more time because the animators' drawings are kind of loose and sketchy. But the studio really wanted a clean, outlined character look. So we did that over all of those years, whether it was Scar, Jafar, or Gaston. They all had that tight look. But my first Disney films that I saw as a kid were 101 Dalmatians, Sword in the Stone, Jungle Book, and those characters were drawn in a more sketchy style. They actually they did that because they wanted to cut costs, and they said maybe we don't have to clean up all these animators' drawings. Maybe we can show them as they are on the screen. So Cruella de Vil, one of the greatest villains ever, you look at these at her drawings on the screen and it's very loose and sketchy, but it's wonderful, but it tells the audience basically, look, this is a drawing, somebody drew this, but it's also real. It's a real character with feelings and emotions, and I like that combination where you say, where you don't hide that it's a drawing or a sketch, but it's also a real personality. And I wanted that in Mushka really bad, and hopefully we got it in. Yeah, early on, I thought it would be really fun to animate a tiger. I had some experience with big cats from Lion King. I could maybe take it to the next level with Mushka, who is a tiger who doesn't talk. So you have to be careful that because the motion has to be even more real, and his facial expressions should never look like he's going to open his mouth and say something. You have to be really mindful of that. But it is that kind of a story, and the characters who talk are the human characters. So Sarah, of course, talks, and I thought it would be fun to do a relationship between a tiger and an innocent young girl, and she would raise him, and they would bond, of course. And as the tiger gets big, the girl finds out that there's trouble around them because there are some bad people who want to kill her Mushka, her tiger, and sell him because a dead tiger is worth a lot of money. And maybe the only thing she could think of to save him would be to take him back into the forest where she found him, and hopefully he will stay there and become a wild tiger. But maybe things don't go according to plan. But that's all I had, and that's not a movie. That's not a story. That's just an idea. So I knew that I needed some story help, and I have this special friend of mine who's never worked for anybody really, always for himself, never for a studio. But he does. He's an architect. He does people's homes. He paints murals for homes. He writes poetry, novels, even music. And I said, Micah, you're this all-around artist. You can help me with this. Here's what I have, which is what I just mentioned. Flesh this out for me, okay? And he did, and he started working on it. And after 2 days of writing, he said, because we had thought about the location being India, since that's the first country that comes to mind when you think about a tiger. And he said, it's kind of been done with the Jungle Book. There's this boy and this tiger, and I don't know, it doesn't feel fresh. And then it was my idea, though, to ask, hey, wait a second, which country has the largest tigers in the world? It's Siberia. And I said, let's go there, because that's an area that hasn't been explored in animation much, as far as I know. And that makes it all fresh. And so then we went there, and then it all became about snow and winter and that kind of environment, and did our research around that country. And that's really why it ended up there. I think you guys are going to enjoy Mushka because of the hand-drawn quality. That's the type of animation that is not that much done these days, but I think it still has value. And there's still people who have a true passion for it, including myself, because there's a special magic. It's a magic trick to show people drawings on the screen that move and that think and become real personalities. And that is the reason why you should watch Mushka.